Hello, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Bradmower.
And this is IFXtra. So, how is everyone doing today? We've got I've got an exciting day today because it's the coronation of the king.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, we'll be watching that later.
I keep forgetting there's a king.
I know, we have a king.
You showed me a 50p the other day that had the king on it. It was very strange. Yeah. So.
Quite exciting. Yeah.
I guess might watch that as sort of a historic event or something.
Yeah, you can say you were there. You were here when you watched it.
What were you doing when the coronation happened? I was working.
I was making this video.
Cool. Yeah. That's sort of how it goes, really.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, but what else have you been doing this week besides getting ready for the coronation?
Managed to get a little bit of interference done. I mean, again, we're still working on stuff that actually is going to pay us. Yeah, so I'm getting bits done. I've got 2 things now that I'm waiting to get signed off, and then we can get paid for.
Awesome.
I've got 1 thing that's almost done, and then I got 1 thing which we're in the middle of. And then after that, I might...
Is there a gap?
Well, there is at the minute because I haven't booked anything in.
Cool.
So I might have some time off so that I can do interference, which I guess probably isn't really having time off. So I'm hoping to get some time, just sit down and just spend 2 weeks doing it. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if I get in the zone,
you're off.
Yeah, if I get in the zone, I could probably get the whole thing working in a couple of weeks. Put a little bit of polish on and that. We could get it done in under a month, but it's just a matter of being able to sit there and just work on it every day without having to worry about other stuff.
Cool.
So we'll see. Yeah. So coming along.
Any more news? Tell us.
I don't think so.
Okay. No. Right, let's go and see who won this week's awards. Picture of the week this week goes to Sayori for 2 flamingos and their shadows. I just love the colour of the sea and the beach, and the beautiful flamingos with their shadows are perfect. Well done, Sayori.
My favourite description this week was boxer using maths to beat their opponent by Cobra Bubbles. Now, I like this because I feel like there is quite a bit of maths and physics in some sports. For example, Bunnery was watching the snooker earlier this week, and that's just 2 people working out angles of incidence and angles of reflection on the fly while playing. And whilst I've never been one for boxing, I guess there's probably a similar bit in that of trying to work out the optimal angle. In fact, it reminds me a little of the Sherlock Holmes films with Robert Downey Jr., where when he gets into a fight, he sort of pre-calculates everything that's going to happen. Nice work, Cobra Bubbles.
Community pick of the week this week goes to Heraclium for Elton John is singing for the Seagulls. I'm not sure the one on the piano looks too impressed, but he looks amazing. He's got his sparkly jacket and his fancy glasses. That's brilliant. Well done, Heraclium. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there, as always.
Now we're going to see what we were talking about last week in the forums. So I said last week, what were your favourite and least favourite subjects at school? Because I absolutely loved English, but hated maths. Oh, and chemistry was bad because it got maths in it mainly.
I mean, I'm a scientist, so I was into
chemical
physics.
equations.
Well, I was going to say physics, chemistry. That was what I wasn't as good at it. Biology was interesting, but that was my least good one. But I liked English as well, so I did physics, English, and maths for A level with AS level IT.
That's very well balanced, isn't it? Really, yeah.
I know. Who'd have thought?
Cool.
Yeah. The thing about maths is I'm really into maths, but not arithmetic. So numbers I struggle with. I don't think they'd invented dyscalculia when I was at school, but I think I probably have dyscalculia.
I quite have reason back to front.
Well, yeah, exactly the same thing. And so because you struggle with mental arithmetic and things, everyone thinks you're stupid. But so I wasn't that into it. But as soon as the numbers went, theory stuff,
theoretical maths.
And sort of basically when the numbers are gone and it's all about letters, that was more my jam. And and then going into computer science, all about algorithms and things. The numbers aren't important; it's what you're doing to them. That's the interesting bit.
Cool. Well, Frederick Fox said, I loved history and arts equally, and I hated maths. I used to get great grades in every subject except maths.
You will notice quite a few people similar to you.
Yeah, I know. Not many people like maths, really. Callan said, English 100%. I loved writing essays. The only subject I got an A on. Yeah, I quite like writing essays. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
9% said, I was not interested in civics, the study of the rights and obligations of citizens in society. Now, I don't think that's something we do here.
I think we should, though, don't you?
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
Because I did sort of classical type, well, I did classics because that was compulsory at one point, but English, maths, science stuff, all this kind of stuff, languages and things.
This is all political, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so there was politics you could take as an option at A level, which I didn't take. But I mean, civics, like a few people in the US have mentioned this, and I don't think it's really a thing here. We had general studies, and you covered like a little bit of stuff like this in there, but there wasn't an actual class on it. Anyway, I digress. 9% saying, at the time, I could not have cared less about civil law and civil codes, nor did I give a hoot about the current political policies of Nigeria. I sort of felt like that with history, because I dropped history and did geography instead. But it was before it got to the interesting stuff.
Exactly.
But 9% continues to say, my favourite class of all time was a colour theory class. That was a fascinating class. I still talk about that course 30 years later.
Wow, that's amazing.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it explains some of those amazing drawings.
Could be, yeah. Joe said my favourite was art and PE, and I actually wanted to be a teacher in those fields. I did do 3 years at college. I played basketball, and supposed to transfer to university, but life changes. I hated social studies and English. Someone who hates English. The only book I read was The Outsiders. Didn't have Google then, only Cole's notes for the other books I was supposed to read. Lol. We have York notes, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to say York notes. I mean, I quite liked reading things, but I always remember when I did A-level English, there was one book that I just could not get into. It was Moll Flanders.
Moll Flanders, yeah.
Was that Daniel Defoe? Yeah. I just couldn't get into it. We're meant to read it and be writing essays about it. I just couldn't get into it. So I ended up giving up and getting the York notes. First there was a TV adaptation with
that's always good.
Alex Kingston, River
yes,
Song, in it. And I tried to watch that, I kept falling asleep. So I got the audio book of it, and I just couldn't. There was just some block on this book. I couldn't do it, so I ended up just getting the York notes and trying to work from that.
At least you know some quotes from it, though, don't you?
I know one quotation. Give me not poverty, lest I steal. And it was the only thing I could remember in the exam.
Oh, you put it in the exam?
No, I wrote an entire essay on that one quotation.
Did you pass?
Yeah, I got away with it. Good. But kind of really struggled.
I know, it's hard. Random Orange said, I do mental math for fun, so I guess math.
I mean, this is pretty much the opposite of me.
I wouldn't do that. Not fun.
So solving equations and things, mental arithmetic, no. But I mean,
so that's how everyone's different, though, isn't it?
That was why I've chosen this selection. It's a good variety. I should say, though, having done bits of teaching myself and things, I think the reason that people generally don't like maths, it's just poor teaching. Because if you're a good teacher, you can get people excited about things and get them to understand it. And if you don't, it's your failing that the students aren't interested in the subject. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But I guess the thing that they all said when I was at school, but sir, why do we need to learn this? You might need to know how to work out the area of a rectangle when you're ordering carpet. Well, yeah, but sir, I'll have a calculator. No, you won't always have a calculator with you. I mean, how wrong was that? I mean, no one could foresee what was going to happen, but everybody got a calculator in their pocket all the time now.
Absolutely.
So,
Cool. Okay, right, now we're going to see what we'll be doing next week in the forums.
In this game, you're asked which of 2 options you prefer. You select one, and then leave a different this or that option for the next player. I will start. Kenneth Branagh or Brad Pitt?
If you'd like to join in with that, then just head over to the Forum Games forum. It's the pinned thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list.
Cool, and don't forget, tomorrow night is quiz night. Woo!
Zeitgeist, our quiz of 5 rounds with 5 different topics.
Yeah, if you've not seen this before, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. UK time over on twitch.tv/interference, we run Zeitgeist, the Interference Quiz of the Week. It's a live interactive quiz stream where you play along against the rest of the audience, competing for points and places on the leaderboard. Each round's based on one of the week's drawings from Interference. Bunnery picks 5 of her favourite drawings and uses an inspiration for the round. So, drawing of some seagulls, might be seabirds, seaside resorts, things with wings, things that steal your chips, something like that. But we won't find out until the night. But are you going to, tease us with the names of the featured artists?
Okay, this week I have got Natrix, I've got Pointy Cat Ears, I've got Sayori, Zelfod, and Random Roger. So you got them to thank for this week's topics.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder what they're going to be. If you'd like to find out, you have to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK.
Would you like to know who won last week?
Oh, go on.
It was Callum with 205, followed by El Guapo in second with 203, and Dorothy in third with 202. Very close, wasn't it? Quite exciting.
So Team Kebab, as they call themselves, taking 2 of the top spots there, and El Guapo in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of kebab sandwich. Okay, excellent. So everyone just sneaking in over 200. Yeah, nice.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. So join us tomorrow for season 16, week 6. So.
That's like, that will be halfway through. Wow.
The season, yeah.
We'll have to discuss what's happening
After
in terms
that.
of if we have a break or something. But anyway, we're here tomorrow. That's the main thing. Yeah.
So that's all the news for now. Just go to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved. You can play on the web at playinterference.com or search for Interference in your device's app store and download the app. You want to get social with us, we're on Twitter at PlayIFX, Facebook at PlayInterference, and patreon.com/interference if you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, building the new version of the website, which I'm on at the minute. Then we're going to do new versions of the apps. We might even try and get on other platforms, People have said Steam, so, maybe we should do that. We want to do more cool interactive stuff with you, like bring back the interactive streaming plugin for when you're drawing, stuff like that. Do more quiz things. Feed cats as well.
Yeah, general fun and games.
But we appreciate your support for helping us with that. And in return, you get cool things like replays and interference. You get new game modes like Art Start and Recall. And if you're a quiz player, you get a custom entrance shout out from Ava.
Definitely the best bit. Okay, that's it for now. So we'll see you again next week.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.